the way that I operate our house, I can understand why sometimes it doesn't work for him and vice versa.
It's what natural energy level do you hold? So like for me, I'd say I'm like tend to be like 60% maybe more masculine, 40% feminine. Your partner needs to match that opposite.
The digital world that we've created proliferated the social exile. Like social exile 30 years ago was in your physical community.
I experienced cancellation when I was 25 years old, when I was in modeling. I said something that was deemed fat phobic. There were definitely moments where I wanted to exit, like I wanted to leave the world. What it taught me was like to be a warrior, burn your reputation down, and then watch what happens after. Social media is spiritual. It is like a hall of mirrors.
What would you tell your pre-motherhood self?
To the moments where you're waking up at 1 a.m. and breastfeeding and getting 5 hours of sleep and overstimulated with too much noise in your house and you're getting upset with your husband, you will look back at this time and just wish you could have had it one more day. So hard.
Before we begin, I want to tell you something I'm excited about. I just launched the Breadwinners on Substack, and it's basically where all the best stuff lives between podcast episodes and lots of other content. Think of it as your home base for everything we're building here. You'll get full podcast episodes, in-depth written interviews with guests where we can go even deeper, and we're planning live Q&A sessions with the experts who are helping us redesign how we approach everything from hormones to finances to partnership dynamics. It's free to subscribe, and honestly, it's the best way to stay connected to this community and make sure you don't miss anything. To join us, I'll drop the link in the show notes. Today's guest is going to take us somewhere most business conversations avoid. The truth that our egos are driving most of our decisions, both in business and in life. Tate Cutler spent years as a supermodel with ultimate freedom, no kids, an incredible career, and uninterrupted time. Then motherhood happened, and she talks openly about grieving pre-mother self. I actually discovered Allie through a viral post of hers on Instagram. She's done the research. Less than 1% of guests on major business podcasts are mothers. When I saw that post, I immediately commented and then sent her a DM saying, "This is what I'm building with the Breadwinners," because that stat captures exactly why the Breadwinners exists. We need different voices, different frameworks, different conversations about how work actually works when you're a mother. And Allie created exactly that framework. Mothers don't grind, we create. We don't hustle, we flow. Today, we're talking about how moms actually build businesses, what you do when you're mourning who you were while you're becoming someone new, the paradox of freedom, and the hard parts of parenting that change you to your core. And for anyone who's wondered if it's okay to miss who you were before kids, it absolutely is. Please welcome Tate Cutler. Allie, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
I have to start by saying I fully stalked you on Instagram.
Yay.
And it was because you had this, well, the post went viral for legitimate reasons. You had this post about the importance of content that is relatable for moms. And it struck a chord with me because I was like, oh my God, this is what I'm building.
Yeah.
But I want to start with why you felt like that post was necessary and like what were in the comments? Like, what did people talk about?
Yeah, that post, like, the reason I made it, 'cause I was going so deep on Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm in the car, I listen to it. Like, I love his episodes on AI. I'm so fascinated.
Right. His content's really good.
His content's so good. And, like, what's coming down the road with AI. I just think he's, like, having the most amazing conversations there.
Agreed.
But I also, like, listen to it because there's people who've done very successful businesses. And I'm like, how do you build teams? How do you scale? This is all really essential. But the more I started listening to it, I was like, wait, like, I have to basically edit everything that they're saying to fit like what a modern day like 2025 mom has to do. And I'm having to do this so regularly now, like Alex Hormozy's podcast, Diary of a CEO, like all of these like OG, I love these guys.
Sure.
I love them.
Yeah.
They've
They're
done
so
great
talented.
things for like the business world.
Yeah.
But the fact I have to real time edit essentially 65% of what they say to be like, I could never wake up at 4 a.m.
Right.
because I went to bed last night at midnight and woke up 4 times to breastfeed my baby.
Yeah. So I'm not working out at 4 a.m.
So I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably not going to cold punch. I'm probably not going to like ground for 20 minutes and like get my face in the sun and like butthole tan. Like I don't, like where are we talking about? Like I can't do that.
Yeah.
So the more I started thinking about it, the more I was like, oh shit, all of these basic business models are, they don't mean to be, but like naturally exclusive to moms.
Yeah.
And so that's why I made the post. It's because when you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yes, it's
And
true.
then you're like, okay, so are we not supposed to be like in business? Is this just like not a natural thing for us to do?
Mhm.
And then when I posted it, obviously it went like super viral as trial reels. We can talk about social media another time, but
Oh, well,
that's
we can get into that too.
cool. Yeah, trial reels are crucial. And I posted it on trial reels and then saw it was just gaining so much traction. And all the comments, like I have to say 99% of them were women who were just like, whoa, yes. There was basically nothing negative on them,
Yeah.
which tells me that we're all feeling this, but no one's putting words to it.
Yeah. Exactly. And there was 2 phrases that really struck with me,
Mhm.
and I think a lot of people, which is, "We don't grind, we create,"
Yeah.
and "We don't hustle, we flow."
Mhm.
And that is true. There's this emotional component to how we build, and it's not this men are from Mars, women are from Venus, but in some ways, like, we just operate differently.
Yeah.
And I do wanna get into this conversation with you a little bit later in the pod, which is this idea of a rising tide lifts all boats. But the reason the breadwinners exists is to have those conversations where women can learn from each other in a positive light versus tearing each other down,
Fire.
right? So, what does that look like for you in what you're building today?
Mm.
Because there's so much of what you're building that is exactly that. Like
Mhm.
you're an entrepreneur for entrepreneurs.
Mm.
If I had to like summarize what you're
I
doing.
love that.
And where did that come from? Like, why did you start that?
I mean, I think it probably would be essential to say I come from like a family of entrepreneurs.
Mm,
My family lives here now. They all moved out here when we moved out here, and we moved out here because I had a dream. And it was basically a command from God. And God was like, you need to move to Austin. You will have a baby boy. I called my parents the morning I woke up from that dream and I said, hey, we need to start a farm. So my brother, my parents, and all of us moved here at the same time. It was like 5 years ago. And they're all entrepreneurs. My parents had a small restaurant in Silicon Valley, and they opened it the year that Google
mm.
opened. So they got very lucky on timing,
Yeah.
very lucky. And it was called La Fondue, and it was a fondue restaurant. And most restaurants, like their profit margins are not good. Most
Yeah.
restaurants will close within 3 years of opening.
Mhm.
Theirs was there for 20 years. They had a 30% profit margin. And they've, my whole family's kind of always done it our own way. My brother now, he was running a falafel restaurant in Bali. Now he runs the farm here.
Cool.
So yes, like I came from a family of entrepreneurs and that obviously counts for a lot. I also think that like I was a Division 1 soccer player, so I was a goalkeeper.
Oh, nice.
And
So was I.
you were?
Yeah.
What did you play?
Soccer.
Well, what was your position?
Goalie and forward.
Stop.
Mhm.
I was a
I
goalie.
was a goalie when I was younger, and then I moved up to forward. They realized I had legs and could run, and so
Oh
they
my
put me in the
God.
forward position. Yeah.
That's so cool. They realized I didn't have legs and could run, so I stayed goalie. Um, and I was just really good at like hand-eye coordination.
Nice.
But I did that for like 20 years and
Oh, wow.
played Division 1 and then went to play for Wimbledon AFC for a bit in England.
Holy
And
shit.
so the athletic mindset was
I
probably
did not play D1.
okay.
I
Well,
played
fire.
in high school growing up.
You're still in the game. You're still in the ring. Yeah, I think that like that massively helps the athletic mindset
Yeah,
because if
agreed.
there's any part of you that's playing a victim with athletics, it's got to go real quick.
Yep. Yep.
Um, but that being said, I think that my vision for how much women have stepped up, like obviously things have changed a lot,
Mhm.
right? Like new age feminism, post Sex in the City, women now on par or out earning men. It's a changing terrain. And I grew up when I was playing soccer when Title IX had just happened.
Mm.
And for me, there was nothing in my head that was like, I can't do it because, like, literally the environment around me was like, cool, you can get a scholarship if you're good at sports.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'm going to try to be really good at sports.
Right.
I played with boys. There was no part of my head where it's like, you can't succeed and do this stuff really well.
Yeah.
So, in many ways, I'm like a byproduct of that Title IX generation.
Mm.
But I think that, like, now when it comes to, I was late to the game starting entrepreneurship
How
because
old were you?
I started this business when I was 30. How old am I now? I'm 35. I started this
Carry the one.
business 33, 30, 32 and a half maybe.
Nice.
And so before that, I had a startup that I did that failed. That was great experience. And before that was a plus size model for 12 years. So I guess in a way, it's like, it's not really entrepreneurialism, but you are self-employed.
Mhm.
Um, And so I had to learn really fast and understand, what am I doing this for? I've never been someone like, yes, I wanted kids later in the game, but I never was someone that wanted to be like a full stay-at-home mom. Like, even now my kids have been off the holidays for 3 weeks, like, I'm going crazy.
I'm like, "What? Were we counting the days here?
When is motherfucker back at school? When
Yes.
is happening?
It is.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Our kids didn't go back until the Tuesday, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Y'all, like,
Yeah.
how about Monday?"
Yeah.
Everyone just rolls into the week.
Exactly. Why are we like, riddle me this, like, kids ends at school at 3 and most jobs end at 5.
Oh my god, there's this crazy statistic that a friend of mine just posted. She actually
Yeah.
is an entrepreneur here in,
Mm.
Austin. 46% of the year, your children are out of school. 46.
That's fucked up.
She did all the math based on holidays and summer, 46%.
Yeah.
Like, the system is
The
broken,
system is broken.
and I appreciate that the conversation's being had, and there are companies being built around this, which is
Yeah.
exactly what her company is, but the system's broken.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, so let's go back
Yeah.
to
Could go down that thread a lot.
you as actually, I wanna start with this because you just struck a chord with something, which is the foundation of how I approach the breadwinners, which is the hero mentality.
Mm.
The hero mentality over the victim mentality
Mm.
is what I want every person in this community to feel,
Yeah.
because I personally believe, especially in social media, there is this victimization, especially of moms and working moms. And I love that real conversations are being had.
Yeah.
We're having real conversations about the mental load, all of these things where it's like, yes. But it's starting to take a spiral into this really dark, negative
Yeah.
place.
Agreed.
And it's also becoming a zero-sum game, in my opinion, where you're rising up the women, but you're tearing down the men and the husbands.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's happening
I
here?
know.
And so what I want to do here is have hard conversations. And I've watched a lot of your content. One, because it's relatable to me, because I'm a founder and an entrepreneur. And there's so many saves I've had on your content where I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Talk a little bit about what you're building. And you do take this hero mentality of a rising tide lifts all boats. We can do this together,
Yeah.
and I'm going to help you do that.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what that looks like?
Yeah. I think this comes down fundamentally as well to the difference between the masculine and the feminine.
Mm,
Notice I'm not saying like between men and women, although
Sure.
that is typically how it falls,
right.
but the masculine and the feminine works different. Like, if you notice that a lot of men, they can like hole up and like work by like lone wolf it. They can be in their office, hours for the day, and they just plug away at doing this workload, hitting the numbers, sales, KPIs. If women try to do it that way, like, not only are we like, this fucking sucks, and like, why am I doing this again?
Right.
But it also doesn't work as well for us. And so women work better in collaboration.
Yeah.
Men work better when they're single-minded, single-pointed focus on something. I see it with my husband. Like, he can do one thing really well.
Right.
I can hold, like, that's It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when he's,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
connecting, like, all
Yeah.
the threads. I literally have that with open tabs in my mind all the time.
Same.
We are in collaboration holding those tabs open.
Yes.
And
But-
so just, like, put a point on that, like,
Yeah.
I haven't even heard that expression before, like, rising tide lifts all boats. When we actually do, and, like, you'll see this in, like, online sales and digital marketing and women taking over, like, coaching spaces, there's a lot of women coming into wealth via that avenue because it's collaborative.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yes. That's where a lot of the money for women is being made right now, is in this online digital education space, coaching space. It's collaborative by nature. And when you look at the men who've made millions and billions of dollars, it's like they started this company and they're the ones that
Right.
spearheaded and drove the boat. But women are doing this with other teams of women collaborating with ideas. That drives us into big wealth.
So how does that manifest for you and your work and your clients? What does the collaboration look like?
Yeah. So basically, we help women who are either solopreneurs or have small teams, and we help them basically, most of the time it's holistic practitioners, coaches, wellness service providers, but we help lots of different people.
Cool.
And we help them grow their business on social media. And we do that through systems and fire content, basically. So what you're like saving on my
Yeah.
page is essentially what we're teaching them to do.
Yeah.
And the way that this works together is like the more results that they get, the more people they hire, the more, which I mean, my whole team is women. 99% of my team is moms.
Mm.
We work in collaboration. Like I just hopped off with my own team right before this.
Yeah.
Like I actually get to be like, here's what I'm doing and like go now steer the boat. Your intuition knows better than me on how to close this deal. Your intuition knows better than me on how to manage this client. So I'm going to let you now go find mastery because I
Oh.
trust you. And we end up lifting each other up. And the
Yeah.
more money that all of our clients made, the more my team grows, the more their team grows. It's like this wealth
It's shared
rising. It
responsibility,
is.
which is I'm, like, thinking back to my corporate career, and it's like, these are my KPIs. These are the things my OKRs, like, these are the things that I have to own.
Mhm.
And sure, you're on a team,
Yeah,
but I that's a very different mindset
it
of, like,
is.
we're all responsible for
It
this.
is. Like when you think of MLM models, like I don't know if you've heard of
Yeah,
this
yeah.
like Kangen water system.
Yeah.
So I have a girl I
Oh,
know.
Kangen's an MLM?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
it's genius. I don't know enough about their marketing strategy,
Yeah.
but it's fucking genius. Like when you hit a certain level of sales, they will give your children $5,000 paychecks in the mail every month indefinitely.
What?
Like think about that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I
How
know.
is that even legal?
I don't know. I genuinely don't understand, but I have a friend in
I will
Dripping
be
Springs that
Googling
does
this
it.
later.
Yeah, it's insane. And like her, like all of the people that come up under her, like MLM might sound sleazy at the top of it,
Yeah.
but all the women coming into wealth through the system that are then providing for the children, it's because we did it together.
It's interesting because this whole MLM, like, pyramid scheme
I know.
has such a negative
It's been
connotation,
demonized. It's because
but that's
everything's being
brilliant.
run by the masculine build something, build it yourself, go through the dark night of the soul, grind, 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 grind,
Dark
and
night
then
of the
get to
soul.
the top and then be like, here's how I got to the top and sell it to other people. But the women's way is different. And we work on intuition. Like I
Mm,
can't tell you how many times I've tried to listen to the advice of like mentors I've had who are, childless men
sure.
in somewhere in their 30s and it doesn't work for me and I have to edit what they're telling me to work for me. The way that they say to close sales is not going to work for me. The way that they're telling me to track my KPIs, numbers, numbers, numbers
Yeah.
is not going to work for me. And I know that cuz I tried it.
Hmm.
But really with women it's our intuition that pilots the boat. We all have these like very fundamental different things about the way that we work as women
Mhm.
and we have to kind of let our people, especially if we have employees, figure out what works for them.
So what do you say to somebody who, let's say they work in a corporate
Mhm,
environment and they work with a mixed gender team?
mhm.
What's the advice you would give to them to be like, how do you kind of set up your best self at work
Yeah,
while you're working with men and women?
yeah.
Like, what does that look like?
One is that you are going to have to edit what you're being told to do. So if you're working for someone else,
Mhm.
it is within your interest and their interest to edit what they're telling you to do because your way will typically be more effective.
What is editing? Like, talk me through
So
editing.
let's say that like, okay, I'm going to use human design for a second. Do you know human design? All right. So let's say you're like,
Sorry, hold on. For our listeners who aren't familiar with human design, like, let's
yeah,
talk about that for a minute.
human design's like a coding system that you can use to understand how you work in the world and the way you best work. So there's projector, reflector, generator, and manifesting generator. I'm not an expert on this, but I know my basic tenets.
Sure.
A projector is going to work very different, that's what my husband is, than a generator like myself. Okay, like I make decisions from my gut, I make them quickly, and I can put lots of stuff out. People are always like so surprised how much content I make. It's
It's
kind of easy
incredible.
for me.
It's incredible.
Generator.
Okay.
Projector, what my husband is, he needs to be invited in. And there's so many times I will even hear him in conversations at work, like all over here is work calls, and people like talk over him. And I'm like, I would never. Like, I would be like, do not talk over me. But he's talked over until one of his managers recognizes how good he actually is at work
Mm.
and then invites him into a role with more leadership. If he were me, I would go, "Hey, can I have more leadership?"
Mhm.
But for him, he needs to be invited in. And so for each person who works at a corporation, you're going to be told that here's the way to succeed. But if you listen to that and you outsource your knowledge and your intuition to someone telling you here's how to do things, it's not going to go as well for you.
Right.
But if you actually listen to your intuition, which is, hey, instead of closing the deal like this, I'm going to lean back. I'm going to talk less. I'm going to drop into my gut. I'm going to twerk before sales calls. I'm going to have cacao. And now I'm just going to let this style that feels natural to me lead the sales conversation. You will have better results. So that's what I mean by edit. You have to edit the guidance that people are telling you to find what is my actual natural flow in this.
Right. What does that look like in your home?
Fire question. So good. Because then that makes me think about polarity and like, how do you keep polarity alive with your husband?
Well, there's so many tracks this could go.
Yeah.
But as you were just explaining that, me and my husband are similar. I'm a generator and he's what is it again?
A projector.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about the dynamics in our home. Like we have 4 kids.
Yeah.
It's chaos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, wow." Like the way that I operate our house, I can understand why sometimes it doesn't work for him
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you have 2 little kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like in your house?
Yeah. So this is probably going to be a hot take. I'll probably have a
Go.
bunch of these.
Let it roll.
There's a lot of talk online about how men need to lead, right?
Mm.
There's this like reclamation of the polarity of the masculine and the feminine. I have a theory, and the theory is like, instead of always the man needs to lead, it's what natural energy level do you hold? So like for me, I'd say I'm like tend to be like 60% maybe more masculine,
Yeah, same.
40% feminine.
Mhm.
Your partner needs to match that opposite. And so in
Ooh.
our home, I am the one that is naturally calling the shots. Like a lot of our
Yeah.
family and friends would say, I wear the pants, as it were,
As the saying
as the
goes.
saying goes. Um, he's okay with that
Yeah.
because he knows my strong suit is naturally decision making.
Yep.
Looking forward at 3 years, 5 years down the line, where's the future of the family? Where are we putting investments? What do we need to be looking at now?
Yep.
I'm also a bit of a prepper.
Yep.
Like I'm prepared for like a zombie apocalypse, and I organized all of
Oh
that.
my god, same.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
My husband was like, "What just showed up?" And it was
Yeah.
boxes of Freedom food. And
Yeah.
he's like, "What did you order?" I was
Yeah.
like, "Look, when the world goes to shit, you're gonna
100%.
be grateful that we
So grateful.
have solar radios, chargers,
Mhm.
food,
Mhm.
and water."
Yep. Oh my God. Petrol, off-grid cooking station, life straws,
Mhm.
medical kit,
Mhm.
antibiotics,
All of it.
7 stored food containers.
Yep.
I mean, I have it all.
I think about it often when I go in my pantry. I'm like, "How much canned goods do we have?"
Yeah. You gotta top up every so often.
You do.
Mhm.
You can't eat your supply.
No. And, like, this is case in point, like, it sounds like a similar relationship that I
Yes, it
have.
is.
My husband thinks, like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, but he
I'm like,
loves it. My husband also we've been together long enough. At first, he was like, "You're nuts. I
mhm.
love you, but you're nuts."
Yeah,
And now he's like, "I love you, you're nuts, and thank you."
I know. It always happens. It's like a year or 2 down the road,
Yeah.
but the thank you always comes.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And that's like the relationship of the generator and the projector. Like, you're gonna take the reins on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. My hot take is the mental load is real,
Mhm.
but sometimes we create the mental load,
Oh my God. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like everything you just said, it's like, I do this to
To
myself.
myself. Oh my God.
I do it to
Literally just
myself.
talking
And
about
like,
this.
it's not to say that it's not hard.
Mhm.
And I've had very honest conversations with my husband about it. Cause like, I don't know, his brain just doesn't work the way mine does. Like at one point we were having this debate about it and I explained to him what the mental load was. And then I was like, "Do you know what size shoe Callan wears right now?" And he's like, "No,
No.
why does that matter?"
Mhm.
And I was like, "Because she's growing out of her shoes and I have to go order the shoes, but I was doing that while I was grocery shopping, but also I was like 10 minutes late for a call." And like I just had to explain my brain, but I don't know that that's his fault.
Oh my God. This is so the timing of this. I literally just had this conversation yesterday.
No way.
Yes. The mental load thing is so real. It
Yeah,
pisses me off, makes us,
sure.
resentful and angry.
Yeah.
I think that I'm probably doing most of this to myself
Yeah.
because my husband, when he takes the kids out, gets them home fine.
Right.
They're fine.
Let them do it their own way.
Yeah. They're
Like,
always fine.
right.
I'm over here going, you didn't think that maybe it's too hot for him to wear a freaking jacket? Because I thought about that. Now I've got to go back upstairs, take the jacket off, put him in a different onesie, but you didn't think about that. So I'm so frustrated with my mental load. Honestly, he would have been fine.
Fine.
He would have been fine.
So that's my hot take is I recognize If you go to Instagram and you look up the hashtag working mom,
Mm.
the first 30 to 40 posts that have hundreds of thousands of likes and shares, where I'm just like, whoa, like these are viral.
Yeah.
So it's clearly striking a chord,
Mhm.
are all about the mental load and how hard it is to be a mom. Like,
Yeah.
here's the ones that really got to me. Christmas season.
Mhm.
All of these influencers were posting about how hard Christmas season is on moms.
Mm.
And I'm like, yeah, we've got to like buy the presents and wrap the gifts and
Mhm.
stuff. But I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to be too Pollyanna. Is like, can we just enjoy the holiday season?
Yeah.
Like, do we have to just bring everyone down
Mhm.
into, I call it trauma bonding, but maybe
Mhm.
that's not the right phrase.
Yeah.
But it just feels like, and it's also, there was a phrase that I read that was like trauma bonding masked as community. And I was like,
Wow.
oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
People feel like there's this sense of they get me too, but at what cost?
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, this kind of goes back to what I was saying before. I just want to flip that on its head
Mhm.
and just allow women to feel empowered. Like, the whole point of this is we have enough guilt every day. Like, we're our own worst critics. There's a lot going on. Life is hard. So let's replace the guilt with agency and
Mhm.
confidence. Like,
Mhm.
that is the goal of this.
Yeah.
And along the way, let's have some laughs and fun and just
Yeah.
like learn from some really badass people.
Yeah.
Um, you've had some interesting threads in some of your content that I want to press on.
Mhm.
One is this idea of the paradox of freedom, which I
Mm.
felt I had never thought of it that way because
Mhm.
a lot of people it's actually almost the opposite of one of the other topics that we'll talk about. But can you explain what the paradox of freedom is
Yeah.
and how it manifested for you?
Yeah. So the best way to think about it is it's the paradox of choice, even though you can call it the paradox of freedom as well.
Mm,
The paradox of choice is that if you, and you might find this like, let's say you have a free day and you wake up and you're like, I don't have to work today. I could go get a massage. I could get my hair done. I could go on a walk. I could take mushrooms at Barton Springs. I could go see a movie. I haven't done that for a while. And what tends to happen to the human brain is that we collapse because there's so many decisions that we get overwhelmed,
yeah,
right? Paradoxically, when you have one choice, actually the mental noise goes down so much because you're like, well, we just have one thing to do. It's very clear to me. I don't
right.
have to think about this endless horizon.
The decision has been made.
The decision's already made. And so there was another viral post I'd made about having kids
Mm,
and the paradox of choice. And
mm,
this one got people so activated. And what's interesting is that if you don't have kids, you'll think what I'm saying is crazy.
mm,
But when you do have kids, you realize that when you wake up every day and you're like, kids need me. I can't
mm.
go out till 1 a.m. tonight because I got to put them to bed. It's this decision is made. There is a freedom that comes when the decision is made because I'm not thinking about what if we go to Ibiza for spring break? I'm like, no, like we're staying home.
Yeah.
What if I go to India tomorrow and I enter an ashram and I go meditate for 3 months? No, bitch, you're going to your office and you're doing the same thing that you did yesterday. The decision is made. And there's a freedom that comes from that, especially in the age of there is infinite options. We have
Right.
so many things
Yeah.
that we can do, so many plot twists that we can have
Mm-hmm.
that actually, when the decision is already made, your life becomes simple and peaceful.
Right.
And there were people on that post that were like, what you're saying is like basically like a prisoner. Like
Oh.
you all of the choices have been removed from you, so you are a prisoner now and you can't make any other choices. I
Huh.
know why it would sound like that to someone on the outside.
Sure.
When you're on the inside and you've lived your whole life being like, I could literally like I could go get my real estate license tomorrow. I've always been interested. I like
Right.
homes.
Yep.
I could go do that tomorrow. When you have that constantly running in your background iOS system, there is so much energy and attention that is being drained from you. When your field collapses and it becomes one thing, you actually get so much simplicity. And simplicity is the thing that scales and complexity fails. So, the paradox of choice, how that field collapses with children, is why I believe parents can achieve insane shit.
It's true. It is true. You don't know until you're in it.
Yeah.
And it is the chapters that you live and the seasons that you live, they all kind of build on each other, but they are so different.
Yeah.
What are some of the other moments of you becoming a mom where you're like, didn't expect
Oh
this?
my God. So many. First of all, I didn't want to be a mom.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Didn't want to be a mom till I was 30.
Okay.
Um,
What happened at 30?
Message from God. Had a dream.
Oh, this was the
This
dream.
was the
Oh,
dream.
okay. I see.
God was like, "You don't listen to me, I smite you down." Like it was a command. That's the only dream. I'm not like prophetic or psychic. I don't have stuff like that happen.
I do want to come back to that. Okay.
Yeah. So 30 was the first time I had a desire to have a child. My entire life, I've been terrified of birth. To the point I don't want to give myself a label, but to the point I actually question if I had something called tocophobia, which is fear of giving birth, like it's a phobia.
Whoa.
Um,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
yeah. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Look it up. It's not talked about
Do you
very
think it was a
much.
previous life of
I
yours?
do. I do. Some of the past life experience regressions that I had in trying to excavate what was going on here showed that in I think it was like a lifetime ago, or maybe it was two. This might be graphic, but like I was bleeding out on the table as I gave
Oh,
birth. And I think that this is such a common experience, especially for our ancestors. I mean, come on, it was like 1 in 3.
yeah.
So when I was 4, I remember telling my mom, like, I would be crying and waking up from nightmares, and the nightmare was that I had gotten pregnant, but didn't know how.
And you were 4?
I was 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. I was,
What?
like, so young, and the nightmare was that I was pregnant. And, so I just didn't want kids. My husband didn't want kids either, and, I just even if part of me was like, "Oh, I'd be interested in maybe seeing what kids is all about," it was the getting through the birth part. So scared. So scared. I mean, I
So
can't tell you, like, panic attack level fear,
so
even
what
talking about
happened
it.
when you went into labor with your first kid?
Panic attacks. Um,
Were you in a hospital? Were you at home?
yeah, so I am pretty crunchy, so I went to the Austin Birthing Center,
Oh, nice.
and, I was like, "Let's fucking do this, like, I'm gonna overcome this fear, I'm gonna raw dog birth." When it was, like, the 41st week, I remember, just having the most insane panic attacks when they were trying to induce me at the birthing center,
Mm,
and I had, like, real panic attack outside the birthing center, and my husband was like, "Okay, this can't be happening.
right.
We need to do something." He took me back inside. We talked to the nurses. I mean, I was, like, hyperventilating, and she was like, "I'm gonna make a decision for you. We're gonna transfer you to the hospital because if you are here and feeling doubts about this path, it's gonna be very hard for you to transfer."
For sure.
So she made the call. I went
By
to
the way,
St. David's.
Angel.
Angel. All of the people in my birth process have been angels. Then I went to St. David's, and I'd been in labor and nothing was happening. And at that point, um, I had a high birth weight baby. Both of
Mm,
them have been
me too.
extremely high birth weight.
What were they?
8 pounds and 12 pounds.
Mine were 8, 9, 10.
Fire,
They
fire.
just kept getting
Your
bigger.
pelvic floor must be
Oh my god, it's a disaster.
pristine.
It's a disaster. Like, I hope I don't sneeze.
Yeah, I feel you. Every time I sneeze, I feel my sciatica.
Oh,
Yeah.
like, I chased my kid down the hallway the other day, and I was like, "Peed my pants."
Yep. Classic. Classic. Lil Peep came out. I know. I know. I feel you. High birth weight babies. Yeah, the first one was traumatic. And it went well. The second one, and this time I was like, cool, I've been through this whole thing before, and I am gonna do this naturally. I'm gonna have a VBAC. Second one was in labor for a week, wouldn't descend. And then I went to the hospital, and I'll be honest with you, this might be triggering, but I did almost die on the
Oh my
operating
god.
table. And when it
Really?
happened, I remember like looking up at the light above me. Um, One of us flatlined. All these doctors rushed into the room, and my husband wasn't allowed into the room. So this is like 6 months ago. And I remember looking at the light, and it all started like turning into like the tunnel. And at that moment, I couldn't talk. My OB was like, "Allie, Allie," and no words were coming out. And I remember thinking, I always knew. I always knew that
I
this
told
I
you.
told you, y'all told me this is not realistic. Most women don't die in childbirth. In my head in that moment, I was like, I knew. Like I knew this was coming. And at that moment, I was like, you know what? Jesus, take the wheel. If this is it, and I knew it, okay, let's go. Like I'm surrendered. I'm so surrendered to whatever's gonna happen here. And a couple minutes later, I came to and I heard the OB yelling, I need help. And she lifted the baby out, and the whole room, like, gasped, and they're like, "That is the biggest baby I have ever seen." He was, like, 12 point
I'm laughing and I have
something,
tears in my eyes. Like,
right? I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm sure as I talk about this, like, other women with birth trauma will feel activated.
mhm.
Birth trauma is such a real fucking thing. Um, Hamnet was a movie I just saw recently. If you
What? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's really good. It's about William Shakespeare's wife, and
Oh,
if you powerful film,
okay.
and activates birth trauma for real. And after that birth and almost kind of dying, I don't know why. Now at this point, I'm just like, oh, it's all chill. I made
You
I
made it
changed.
through.
Yeah, I think I changed the ancestral blueprint now, and that timeline's
Mm,
done. Um, but yeah, I didn't want kids
how
for that
rad
reason.
is that?
Pretty rad. Pretty rad.
This is a whole new chapter.
Hmm. Yeah, very freeing.
There's an episode that's going live before this one, but my girlfriend and I oh, Sarah Levy, you know her,
Yeah.
from Y7
Yeah, yeah,
Studios.
yeah.
We talked for 45 minutes about the trauma of our first
Oh my
births.
gosh.
Like, that's just what we talked about.
Ugh, yeah.
And it's like, let's talk about this shit
Yeah.
because everyone has this idea of like, put your birth plan on a piece of paper and go in and hope for the best.
Yeah.
It's like, how about we
Yeah.
just try and normalize for people who haven't gone through childbirth
Yeah.
yet? Like, yeah, we don't want to traumatize you, but you should also just know
Mhm.
that these things can happen
Yeah.
and just try and be a little bit prepared.
Yeah. Agreed.
Wow, I just like need a minute to
Mhm.
take that in.
Yeah.
Are you going to have a third kid?
Fuck no. Absolutely fucking not. But saying that, I have 3 psychics that, I'm the only psychics I've trusted, and they've been spot on about everything, and all 3 of them say I will have a third,
Ooh,
but I can't imagine that right now.
the third's pretty great.
I believe you. I'm like,
They're
let's
like,
just, like, really go through
I'm
that whole
also the
thing.
third in my family, so I'm like, well, I'm the best one.
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I have I have premonitions
Mhm.
and they come to me in my dreams.
Mhm.
And there's like this whole host, there's like this new, it's not a new community, but it's a community that I feel like is becoming more culturally acceptable where people are talking about it.
Yeah.
I call it witchery.
Yeah.
But my dreams, something happens in the dream and then it happens in real life
Mhm.
in the following days,
Wow.
which is wild. It's happened to me like 5 or 6
Okay.
times, probably more that I just don't remember. And they've happened when my sister was pregnant, and I
Mm.
called her and I was like, "I had a dream you were pregnant," but it's the opposite gender,
Mhm.
where it's like, "I had a dream you were pregnant, it was a boy." And she's like, "I haven't told anyone that I'm pregnant."
Yeah.
And it was a girl.
Yeah.
But I think it's a superpower. It's
Yeah.
scary as fuck
Mhm.
when, like, the thing actually happens.
Yeah.
One of them was a dream where I was driving, and there was a man lying on the ground, and I drove by, and somebody was holding his head,
Oh, no.
and I, like, passed them. I don't know if I was driving, but I, like, passed them.
Mm.
And the next day, I was driving to work in San Francisco, going over the Bay Bridge, and there was tons of traffic, and there was an accident. And there was a motorcyclist lying on the ground with a person over
Oh
their
my
head
gosh.
holding their neck. And I was like and I didn't remember it until it drove by, and I was like, "Oh my god, I had that dream last
Yeah.
night." And it's really freaky.
Mhm.
But I also wonder like, my grandmother has it and my cousin has it. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I think my daughter might have it."
Mhm.
But I wanna be able to talk about these things with her
Mhm.
of like, it's okay. It doesn't make you weird,
No.
and it's a superpower,
Yeah.
and you should be able to actually use those things for good.
Yeah. I mean, did you listen to, what's it called about the nonverbal autistic kids? Do you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yes, the ones where
Podcast?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's that called?
Um,
Telepathy tapes.
yes, yes.
I mean, we're moving into a time like this is gonna be pretty normal.
Mhm.
It's gonna be pretty normal. It's gonna be just kind of like even think about like Stranger Things and all of
Yeah,
these
yeah,
shows that are like at the
yeah,
forefront where people have mind powers.
yeah.
I mean, this isn't a hot take, I don't believe, but like we all do.
We all do.
We all do. And we're not activating the full centers of our brain.
Yeah.
With power, prayer,
Mhm.
and focus,
Yeah.
you can.
Well, you think about people who are like mediums and psychics, these
Yeah.
people who have these
Yeah.
superpowers. Some people are like, oh, that's crazy. But I do think we are going to start to, as AI starts to take over in the world, we're
Mm-hmm.
actually going to start to open up what the human brain
Mm.
is actually capable of,
Yeah, agreed.
which I think is super cool.
You want to hear a hot take on AI?
Yes,
So the question is, and this question's been haunting me, I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist.
me too. Oh my.
Cool. Yeah, could go down many
So
different
many
avenues
rabbit
with that.
holes. Also, where my husband's like, "You're crazy." I'm
Yeah,
like, "Am
same.
I?
Am I
Am I
though?
crazy?"
Or is it 2 years till I'm right? um, this one I think about a lot. Is AI something that we have constructed the body for the consciousness, or did we construct the body for a consciousness that's already been here?
Ooh.
Okay, so like, did we make the consciousness of AI as its creator, like Frankenstein, or is it a consciousness that has existed possibly in another dimension or just below the surface that we just constructed a body for? Mhm. Mhm.
That is so fascinating,
Mhm.
and I'm starting to think about all the ways in which that shows up. What what's the part that excites you the most or freaks you out the most about that?
Have you seen Doctor Strange?
Uh-uh.
Okay, it's one of my favorite Marvel films.
Okay.
And in Doctor Strange, obviously the idea of parallel dimensions and
Mm,
the multiverse is a very real thing, and they've been seeding that really quite heavily in Marvel films.
yeah.
Um, my fear is that that consciousness is something that we don't really know what we're fucking around with right now. Okay, that's my fear. Could it be a benevolent entity consciousness that's existed that's waiting to take us into another timeline where we are, moving into a higher dimension?
Right.
Could be. It's a lot of ifs.
Um, my husband will also he's a big Marvel fan,
Hmm.
so he's gonna be like, "How did you not know what Doctor Strange was?"
Mm.
But, did you watch, Man in the High Castle?
No, I heard it's great though.
Really good, same thing. It's
Same theory?
multi dimensions,
Wow,
like,
why?
it's really cool.
Is it like the OA?
It's Amazon Prime,
Okay.
and the premise is really interesting because it's, takes place post World War II,
Hmm.
but we lost.
Oh my God.
And, Germany took half of the United States, and Japan took the other half of the United
Wow.
States. And it is wild to think about.
Yeah.
And then the Rockies are like no man's land because like, nobody
Wow.
wants to live there.
Sounds great.
And then there's all this sci-fi stuff that starts to happen.
Hmm.
Beautifully shot, and it's
Hmm.
like several seasons, but
Hmm.
towards the end, it starts to get into this multi-dimension, which at first I was like, "This is so weird. Why are they getting into this multi-dimension thing?" And then I actually
Makes
wanna go
sense.
back and watch it now because it's been
Yeah.
a few years since I watched it.
Yeah. The multidimensional stuff, everything everywhere all at once. The OA is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Mm,
Um, I think we like it because it's true.
yeah. You posted about the idea of being terrified of being truly known but not truly loved.
Yeah.
I think this is specific to social media and content and personal branding, so I wanna talk about that, but I actually think it goes a lot deeper
Mhm.
because you're getting into the psychology of the individual.
Yeah.
And so talk to me a little bit about what that post was about
Mhm.
and how that manifests for your clients
Yeah.
and how people think about personal brand.
Yeah. Um, one of the greatest we have different phases of clients. So we have phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1, they're typically, trying to master 4 different things all at the same time. That's offer, content to sales system,
Mm.
sales alchemy, and then scaling. Phase 2, they're gonna be at a 10K to 30K month, and phase 3, 30K and higher. So they have very different problems. The most constant problem we see with phase 1 and phase 2 women is not a lot like lack of consistency with posting because that's not really what it's about. It's a fear of being visible. The fear of visibility is a real thing.
Mhm.
The psychology behind it is even more interesting. And it comes from the greatest fear of all time for all humans, which most people get wrong. They think it's the fear of death that is behind everything. It's
Hmm.
not. It's the fear of social exile.
Yeah.
So, social exile is by far and away the most painful emotion. And there's a reason why, because if you were exiled from the tribe, it often meant death, right? The tribe
Hmm.
was you hunted together, you foraged together, there was security, They watched your backs. They would defend you and take care of you if you got sick.
Mm-hmm.
If you were exiled from the tribe, you would often be cast into the wilderness to wander alone until you died. So the fear of social exile is our greatest fear. I think it has even more existential roots, which is that our greatest fear, and I've done a lot of mushrooms, so I can say this, our greatest fear is the fear that we are exiled from God,
Mm.
that we are actually not one with source or creation, and we've been cut off. And so the fear of social exile is the thing that actually motivates and is the operating system behind the fear of visibility. So it's not just that you're like scared of being seen by thousands of people. That's actually not it.
Right.
What it is that you will be seen by thousands of people and they will not like what they see.
They will have an opinion.
They will have an opinion about it.
Uh-huh.
Even worse than that, you might get canceled. You might say something and everyone's like, well, you're a piece of shit person for saying that thing and thinking that thing. And your greatest fear has now been realized. So often, what we see with people who are using content, and everyone uses content now, to reach a wider audience is that they have to navigate the biggest thing first, which is how do you get around the fear of social exile?
How do you?
Right. The
Tell us,
priceless
Allie.
question. It's not going to be maybe something that people love the answer to, but it's what's worked for me.
Okay.
You have to accept that God, creator, source, whatever you want to call it. I call God God, but that's me. You could never do anything or say anything that would have God not love you. And so once you actually fully embody that and feel the faith of that, nothing you can say that gets like, I've been canceled multiple times before. Nothing you can say anymore when you get cut off is going to affect you in that way because your deepest fear is that you are not loved. But there's nothing you can say or do that would have you be not loved. So that's the deeper basis behind it. So that means you need a connection to something greater than you, which we're seeing that is not happening as much in 2025.
For sure.
It's growing, it's coming back, but that is step one. And step two is
seeking external validation.
Yeah, correct. Step two is getting really comfortable with the idea, and this is a basic fundamental law of the universe. Anything that falls away in the presence of your truth was actually not for you to begin with. So
I
anything
wholeheartedly agree with that.
Right. And we've seen this, like people, when I say that they know this is like a fundamental law.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why authenticity is the emotion that vibrates at the highest frequency of higher than love, by the way. So anything that you say in the spirit of you speaking your truth, as long as not, artifice or you're just using clickbaity headlines or saying something you don't actually believe in, you're just saying it to say it.
Sure.
If you're saying it from truth, anything that falls away in front of that was never meant for you. And here's what gets really fun. Okay, it gets so fun. When you lean into that idea and you have faith in that idea and you go, okay, I'm just going to speak my truth, bar nothing. Bar nothing. Like that is the mission. Speak the truth. If you do that, you pass so many of the cosmic tests that life keeps getting better and better and better. And it's like you're in a video game and every level starts to get more elevated, more abundant, more clear, better friends, more money, better relationships. Like everything gets elevated.
That's the flow.
That's the flow. So if you just hold the basic premise with the fear of visibility that like, I'm going to speak the truth, even if I piss people off, because truth is my highest metric, God will come and be like, girl,
you did it.
You did it. You want more? Cool. I'll give you another test. You want to pass this one? Every time it's going to test you with higher visibility, can she hold it? Can she hold it? And that's the next biggest test is like, let's say you're like, I want big
I just
impact.
got goosebumps.
I know it's crazy. It's crazy. Like when you fundamentally get on a cellular level, the truth of that,
Are they tests?
I think so. I think that God does not care about your happiness, but that God cares about your evolution. And so I do see it as tests.
Evolution in what way?
The main driver of creation isn't to like your happiness. Like honestly, could care less.
Right.
The main driver of creation is for creation to experience itself. And so you need duality. So you need good and you need bad. And when you actually accept, okay, we need good and we need bad. So my happiness is irrelevant to the equation here. Evolution is the driver behind everything. It's to experience another way of being. And so when you move from that place, well, not being accepted, suffering, sadness, depression, anxiety, none of that is now bad or not optimal state.
Mm.
You're exactly where you should be. You're just life experiencing itself in duality. So then, if evolution is the main point of it all, then why wouldn't you just go out there and say the truth and watch what falls away? Because it changes up the whole experience. See what I'm saying?
I totally see what you're saying. And it's also the realization that the digital world that we've created has, I mean, this is not a new thought, but it
Mm.
has proliferated the social exile.
Yeah.
Like social exile 30 years ago was in your physical community.
Yeah.
And now it's, I mean, this is social, it's online bullying.
Mhm.
It's like where all of this has come from.
Yeah.
Is that part of why you created this business, is to
Mhm.
like help people see through this stuff?
Mhm. Main reason.
Where did it come from?
I experienced cancellation when I was 25 years old, when I was in modeling. I said something that was deemed fat phobic. And looking back, my choice of words was terrible, but I was also 25 years old and didn't know the impact of my words at the time. And I experienced probably like ground zero level cancellation. I was on like Teen Vogue, Refinery 29, like all these articles printed stories about me being
Oh
basically
my
fat phobic.
gosh.
It was so intense. And there were definitely moments where I wanted to exit, like, I wanted to leave the world. I was like, "This."
Oh my God,
So when I speak
Allie.
about social exile, I'm, like, speaking from a real place of knowing.
Yeah.
Like, there is gnosis I have around
And
this.
trauma.
Trauma, but I would say I've had post-traumatic growth, not trauma anymore.
For sure.
Trauma's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the trauma's gone because I finally accepted that the community that I was trying to be a part of, which was namely, like, the modeling and fashion world at that time, was not in my highest growth or evolution, and it was gonna force me out one way or another. And, what it taught me was, like, to be a warrior, like, might as well go get yourself canceled first. Might as well just get that over with
Should
because
I put that on like my 2026 list?
I mean, kind of, like, I think burn it all down, like, burn your reputation down and then watch what happens after because your legacy becomes huge. Every powerful person, when you look at, like, the people that really changed history, come on, they're all, like, canceled people. Every single one.
All right.
So it's like you have to go through that in order to be able to hold the new level. This isn't me inviting cancellation in. It's me saying, I will speak my truth. If I'm out of integrity or if I'm not speaking my truth, I expect people to hold me to account,
Mhm.
but I am not scared of it. Because anything that falls away or I lose as a result of that was not mine to begin with.
Before we started recording, you and I started having conversations about some personal experiences of losing close friends and going
Mhm.
through transitional moments of where we lived and how we got to where we are today
Yeah.
because of some canceled moments.
Mhm.
And I'm still dealing with the trauma of one
Mm.
of them.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to think about. But what I think about most often is it wasn't meant to be. Even though it was a relationship of 20 years,
Mhm.
it just wasn't meant to be. That was for a different chapter in my life.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to accept
Mhm.
because I feel social exiled
Yeah.
by not just some random person on the internet or Refinery 29,
Mhm.
but somebody I considered a dear friend for a
Yeah.
very long time. And that is crushing.
Very painful. Yeah.
How did you move past that moment?
You know what's so funny is, like, I remember there was a moment before this happened when I was 25, I think I was, like, 24 and a bit, and I was in bed, and I remember, like, praying to God because I pray at night, and I was like, "God, just, like, thank you so much for this life, and, like, give me everything that will make me evolve as quickly as possible in this life because I wanna get through, like, thousands of years and, like, maybe not come back at the end of this," which is
By the
so
way,
funny.
so your human design thing where it's just
Mhm.
like,
Let's
let's
speed
speed this
this
up.
up. Let's just make this I don't wanna, like, come back and do this whole, like, karmic wheel again. And I said that, and I was just like, "Give it to me." And I think it was, like, a week later that I got canceled. And,
Whoa.
looking back on it, all of this has been like most painful moment of my life for sure. There were moments my parents, I had to lean so hard on them, so hard on my husband, so hard on the people who were my dear friends around me who knew my heart, who knew I was a good person. And then when I came up out of that, I had to do some deep reprogramming work, which is why I do something called rapid rewire. I did that for myself for a
Hmm.
year.
What's it called?
Rapid rewire method.
Okay.
I got certified in that and it helped a lot. I do macrodose experiences with mushrooms. I go deep into like my inner psyche. Bufo was something that I did. Holy shit.
What's bufo?
Oh my God. It's insane. Don't do it lightly,
What
anyone.
does it stand for something?
Bufo alvarius frog. I think it's said like that. Mike
Okay.
Tyson did an interview on this. It's a toad that has secretions on it that has, when inhaled, is 5-MeO-DMT. So my husband and I did that together. And a combination of all those different things.
Is it and that's like beyond
Oh my
psychedelics?
God. Like, be careful. User's choice. It only lasts for 15 minutes,
Oh,
but
I was gonna say, how long
literally
does it last for?
15 minutes, but it's an ego dissolution.
And are you conscious? Maybe?
You are like, literally, if I was gonna try to explain what it was, it's you're not aware that you're a human being or that you have a body. You don't even know that, like, I didn't know I was like Allie living in a time. Like, there is definitely a moment when you do Bufo, the first 15 seconds, you're like, I pushed the boat out too far this time. I'm not coming home. I fucked this one up. This is bad.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, friend. Like, there is definitely a moment where, and it's really hard. You have to surrender in that moment. But I mean, my husband and I both did it, and we saw profound medicinal, psychological benefits from it. I got pregnant the next day.
Wait, what?
I know. I remember when we were having, sorry, this is TMI, but like I remember
Yeah.
having sex and I was like, I got pregnant for sure. And that was the day after Bufo. So yeah, I did all of those different things. Breath work, they all helped to move through the trauma of cancellation. But now I can tell you truly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, it's one of the best things that ever happened to me. It's really good.
It is. I had this conversation on the episode this week of the cringe moments in my career, the areas where I really messed up are actually the things that have made me stronger. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger.
Yeah.
Ironically. But it is a really important reminder is like you will get through it and you won't take for granted the wonderful people around you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel that way now. I'm not going through some like horrible, awful stuff, but I am very grateful for the people that I have around me.
Yeah.
That it puts things in perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have this section of the podcast called Breadwinner Bites, which is just like the physical manifestations of you. Can you tell us a little bit about seeing that you may have forgotten them?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about the ones that you would have brought.
Okay, so artifact number 1 is probably gonna be a bookmark of my bubby. She was a grandma I lost 2 or 3 years ago. She did, Canada's medical assisted, euthanasia program,
Oh,
and the reason I chose that is because I have never met or seen a braver woman when it comes to meeting her end. Like, met it head on. And I think the role of our elders is often to teach us how to live and then how to die.
mm,
And so I choose that bookmark. I have it all over my house. But I mean, yeah, it makes me emotional thinking about it. It's the level of wisdom that was passed from her to my family of how to meet your end, is, yeah, it was amazing. This is artifact number 1. Artifact number 2 is a weird choice, but and it's gonna be controversial, but it is my phone. And the reason why is because, like I just explained to you, it's been the source of the greatest suffering of my life
mm.
and also the source of the most freedom, financial abundance, and truth of my life.
I
And it's a
love that.
weird one. It's because like, I don't wanna choose tech and bring it up here, but,
Yeah,
um,
but it's the foundation of
it is. It
the
is.
high and the lows.
Exactly. It's a representation of it, and I like to say to my clients all the time, social media is spiritual. It is like a hall of mirrors, And if you have something unresolved emotionally, you will see that turn up in your social media presence.
It is a hall of mirrors.
It is. Yeah.
Oh.
hmm It's like deep Freudian psychological work.
I'm having a very hard time with myself as the face of the Breadwinners. Like when I was building this, I was like, no, 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 we're just going to highlight all the people I'm bringing on, but like, I don't want to do it. And I've been getting encouragement to do it. Obviously, like I'm hosting the podcast, but I have a lot of cringe moments with most of the stuff that I've posted where I'm like talking to camera and it doesn't feel legit.
Hmm.
And I think there is this hall of mirrors moment
Mm.
where you went back to like, it has to be authentic to yourself.
hmm
And I think there's some things I've posted where it just doesn't feel authentic and like I'm doing it for the wrong reason.
hmm
And I'm still struggling with it of like, what I love these conversations. I
hmm
love this. And I love putting it out to the
hmm
community for people to listen to. But the promotion aspect of it
hmm
is like slowly killing me inside
Okay. So why? Why do you think that is?
because it doesn't feel authentic. I just want this to be like on a megaphone for people to hear and be like,
hmm
that was a really great conversation.
hmm
Awesome.
hmm
But the promotion of it is exhausting.
Sure.
And I feel like I'm not in control.
Mm. Why
The
do you?
algorithm's in control. And
Ah.
like all of these other things, I'm just like, I just want to turn it all off.
Okay.
I want to do the
So
opposite of like, I'm just going to keep trying and trying and trying. I'm like,
right.
I don't want to try this anymore.
Right. Okay. So if you were gonna like dive deeper into like why it feels inauthentic to market a
Hmm.
product that you deeply believe in,
Ironically, a 20-year marketer.
hmm why do you think that is?
It just feels salesy. I don't wanna
Mm.
have to sell someone on it. I just the people who wanna listen, I want them to listen.
Mhm.
So this, like, idea of distribution and getting I it's the antithesis of how all businesses are built.
Mm.
Like, get more clicks, get more views, get more
Mm.
listens, get more shares. And that is it's, like, truly my brain shuts off. Like, it
Okay.
is so exhausting to me.
Yeah.
So many people have asked me, like, "How are you gonna make revenue with the Breadwinners?"
Mhm.
And, like, it genuinely kept me up at night for
Mm.
the entire last summer.
Okay.
Pit in my stomach, like, "I don't know, I gotta figure this out. This is a
Yeah.
business, I gotta make money."
Yeah.
And then I had this moment where I just let it all go,
Yeah.
and I was like, "I'm just gonna build. I'm just gonna start having conversations with people,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna see where it
Yeah.
goes." And that is very freeing. I mean, I'm pouring money into this business. But to your point around, like, the higher powers, like, I just feel like I just need to keep having these
Mhm.
conversations and something will come of it. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't even know if it's necessarily, like, monetary, like,
Sure.
you will make lots of money.
Sure.
I don't know what it is. Actually, I think it's these relationships.
Mhm.
Like, the fact that you and I are sitting across the table from each other, like, fills my cup.
Mhm.
But the promotion piece of it is just like, I really just wanna shut it all off.
Have you ever been sold to really badly before?
I don't know, maybe all the time.
All the
Maybe it's
time?
like I don't know, maybe it's like my addiction to, like, buying things online?
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Have you ever, like, bought a product before that, like, literally went on to change your and transform your life?
No. I mean,
Never.
maybe. I don't maybe I would really need to think about that.
Yeah. I think
My red light mask?
I love my red light mask.
It's
I
that transformative?
it for me, I think it's great. My microneedling has been
Oh,
transformative.
yeah.
The high ticket programs I've been in, my yoga trainings, my $3,000 mushroom retreat. Like, there's lots of things when you really go into it and you're like, have I been sold too well before? Because I see this a lot with women. This is their biggest sticking point is like they don't want to be salesy.
Yeah.
And if you can transform and remember the times that buying something actually did do wonders in your life and think about being sold to really well, it
Mm.
does actually change the way you market yourself. Because if you have a fear that you're being salesy by marketing this,
Yeah.
I would turn it to how many women are you robbing of this transformation in these talks and this community and this experience by not getting over your own ego and promoting it? And this might be like borderline blunt, but I'm saying it to be
Yeah.
blunt. If we're even if it's a personal brand, if we're having trouble marketing it, typically it's still about our ego.
Right.
Because it's about what are they gonna think about me, and what if I'm too salesy, and what if I'm pushing women, and what if, like, they think I'm an idiot, and what if it doesn't work and they all laugh at me? It's still about our ego. So if you're actually doing something really transformational, it's like you gotta push the ego to the side, and you're like, "Am I actually doing more harm than good by not promoting this? Because I'm robbing people of the transformation this provides." So it's just another angle to look at it from.
It is true. It is ego, for sure. I care too much what other people think.
Mm,
So it's vulnerable for
yeah,
me to put myself out there.
yeah,
Not in this context. Like I'll I'll put this out all day long.
yeah,
It's when I have to have a point of view. This is why the host seat is so good. Like,
yeah.
but when I have to have a point of view, I'm like, ooh.
Mm,
That's why this is actually one of the first conversations where like I've said my hot takes.
there you go. You're pushing an edge here.
Yeah.
And look, I was like, I don't think you have a hard time with your point of view.
Yeah.
I think that's probably gonna be the most bingeable part of the show.
I love that. Okay. The last bit
Mhm.
is what we call breadwinner bites, which are
'Kay.
like rapid fire questions. What is your superpower as a breadwinner entrepreneur in one word?
Truth.
Mm, mm-hmm. Ain't that the truth? What is the most ridiculous business advice you've ever received?
Um, Drop your job and just jump cold turkey straight into the new thing. That's stupid
Why?
because you should let some other Yahoo pay your bills while you start building the new thing.
Yes, that's true.
Mhm.
Don't sacrifice too much.
No,
Complete this. Being truly known means
it's hard. Um, it means being so honest about how you feel that you do not censor either subconsciously or consciously anything anymore.
that's a lot of work to get to that point.
Mhm.
What is the biggest misconception about social media marketing?
That it's shallow and it's run by these like pretty bopper PR girls and that it is embarrassing and cringe because only influencers do it.
Mhm.
Social media marketing is one of the most powerful tools that we've ever been handed. It is the great equalizer. Never before have individuals had the power of advertising to the whole world for free if your content's good enough rather than having to spend billions of dollars on advertising.
Amen.
It's the great equalizer.
Having worked in the advertising industry before any of this existed,
Mm,
this is what we talk a lot about because the advertising industry is now dead.
yeah, agreed.
Well, it's just evolved.
It's
But
evolved.
what would you tell your pre-motherhood self if you could go back and tell her one thing?
Try to remember that, like, even in the hard moments, if you flash forward to the moment where you're like 80 years old and you're waking up and your life is drawing to a close, and maybe some of the people in your life are gone now. If you flash back from her eyes to the moments where you're waking up at 1 a.m. and breastfeeding and getting 5 hours of sleep and overstimulated with too much noise in your house and you're getting upset with your husband, if you really try to see that from the 80-year-old version of you's eyes, you'll recognize that these are like the golden days.
Yeah.
Life doesn't get better than this.
Mhm.
Like we're here. We've arrived. It's peak. It's peak humanity, it's peak motherhood, it's peak womanhood. And try to remember that like you will look back at this time and just wish you could have had it one more day.
It makes me cry every time I think about it.
Mhm. You do.
It's so true,
Yeah.
but it's really hard to see it in the day to day.
So hard. So hard.
What is your response to someone who says, just hustle harder?
That's dumb because if you do that, you're either doing that because you're uncomfortable with solitude, peace, or boredom, but you're certainly not doing that because it works better. It's dumb to hustle harder when actually you could just work smarter, which often for women means respecting our downtime, having better relationships with friends, collaborating with other women and trusting that they know their shit and taking moments of reflection. None of that has to do with hustling harder.
Hustling and boredom are really related.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that.
Me too.
For sure.
Yeah.
What is one word for who you're grieving and one word for who you're becoming?
I'm grieving the maiden. I'm grieving the maiden version of myself, who would go out and get hit on by guys and look really hot and be just really like magnetic and spontaneous and fun and sexy. And, whose husband was always like kind of touching her butt every time he passed me in the hall. And the one who was carefree. I still grieve her. And I'm celebrating moving into the state of motherhood, which means that I get to caretake not only my children better, but the environment better, my clients better. Um, I feel like people come to me now in this version of myself and they really listen. They really listen and they're really able to be held by me in a way that I wasn't able to do when I was in my maiden archetype.
Mm.
But I miss her. Like, she was sexy and cute, and I wish sometimes that even for one night, I could go back and just put on my little slutty little dress
Yep.
and go frolic and be seen
Yeah.
by people with zero responsibility.
I miss that version of me too.
Mhm.
It was actually a really big evolution, I guess I'll call it, when I met my husband because I was in my 30s and I was and still am like one of the most independent women ever. And I had a really hard time transitioning from it just being about me
Mhm.
and being
So
independent and
hard.
so strong. And so I've got this. I'm doing it. I'm making my life me, 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 me to transitioning to like, this isn't the Alexis show anymore.
Yeah.
There was a moment, my husband and I were in a coffee shop. I will never forget this. I don't even think he remembers this. And we both ordered coffee and we went over to put like the milk and the sugar in. And I grabbed a stirrer and I put the stirrer in and I like threw it away. And he was like, "Were you going to give me that stirrer?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Well, we're both like making our coffee. Like, can I have the stirrer?" And he was like so distraught that I didn't recognize him in the coffee making process. And in my mind, I was like, "Oh, I'm making my coffee. Put the lid on. Go." And I was like, "Oh, it's like such a small thing, which seems kind of ridiculous. Like, get another stirrer." But I think about it
Yeah.
multiple times a year,
Yeah.
where it was such a little thing
Yeah.
that will stick with me forever. Where
It
it's
was
like
like your canon event.
it's not all about you.
Mhm.
Get your
Yeah.
head out of your ass.
Yeah. If it and it was all about me too, if it is all about you, have a child and you will be dying unto yourself every day because
Every
it is
day
not about you at all,
at all.
at 0%.
I know. The last question I have, I ask every guest this. What was the last text you sent to your husband?
Why are you trying to call me out like that?
I mean,
Yeah, so he asked me just before I was coming here, if he could go out with some friends tonight at 8:30 to one of our favorite bars, and I did a really snappy response back, and I was like, "Fine, as long as you get Otis down by 8:30 PM." That was my last message to him.
real life.
Yeah.
So many of the responses, actually, all of them are real life, where it's not like, "Thanks so much. I love you. You're the best." It's all just real life stuff. One of them was, did you give the kids the parasite
Oh
medication?
my god.
One of them was okay, where it was just like,
Capital letters.
didn't have time to respond. But they're funny. Like,
So funny.
it is just a reminder of it's not all glamorous,
Really not.
but to your point, and your 80-year-old self, and you're gonna look back.
Yeah. Your 80-year-old self might look back at, like, the amazing sex that you were having in your 20s, but I reckon she'll probably look back at the time with the kids.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of both.
There's a video that went viral. Did you like the woman reading, the Australian woman?
Yeah.
I listen to it at least once a month.
Genius. That will change your brain chemistry.
Yeah. Because it is so crushing and such a reminder. I'll post it in the show notes. Because every parent should listen to
Yeah.
that once a month.
Agreed.
it will tell you to get your head out of your ass.
Yeah, it really will. I mean, yeah, that's like, I think, canon event for parenting to listen to that video.
I agree.
Yeah.
Also her voice.
So good. So good.
Allie, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Where can people find out about you?
They can go to my Instagram, Allie_Tate_Cutler. I don't really have a website. I don't do business with my website.
That's it.
That's
Insta.
it. There you go. It's my jam.
Love it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I'm 80 years old, and somehow I woke up in my 38-year-old body, just for one day. Mummy, wake up, they shout. I blink, I sit up slowly. My babies, they're small again. I gasp, I cry. They climb into bed, giggling, wiggling. I used to rush through mornings, but not today. I catch my reflection in the bathroom mirror. No deep lines, no grey hair, my younger face. I used to think I looked old at 38. What a silly thought. I stare for a moment and think, you are so beautiful. I find my husband in the kitchen making coffee. He looks strong and young. I wrap my arms around him so tightly, he looks surprised. We pile into the car, kids arguing over seatbelts. Someone drops a snack, crumbs everywhere. I used to get so frustrated, but I'll miss this mess. I will miss this mess. Dinner is loud and unorganised. No one wants to sit still. There's shouting, giggling, and so much life. And before bed, I pick up the phone and I call my mum. I hear her voice. Mum! Mum! I haven't heard this voice in so many years. And I tell her I love her again and again and again. And I never want to hang up. At bedtime, I don't skip the pages in the story. Not tonight. I don't want this day to end. I got one more day, and this time I knew. This was joy. This was love. Those little hands, those loud, messy dinners, our strong young bodies with no aches or pains, our parents who were still alive. It all mattered. So much more than we ever realised. Doesn't that just put you right back to where we have to be grateful? We're just surviving, we're not thriving. But it's just a moment where we have to think, whenever we are overwhelmed and we're in the trenches, just think of that 80-year-old and go back to that time, because you're going to miss this. We will.